From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Good Tuesday morning. We're tracking just this little area of showers, rain and snow showers in the foothills of the Blues and also in the Blue Mountains proper. Snow levels around 2,000 feet for this morning. They're going to be raising up to around 3,000 feet a little bit later in the day. So most of this is light, but you see these little embedded areas of yellow and red. So there are some patchy areas of heavier rainfall within this morning. So Walla Walla, Adena, Milton Freewater, just a heads up that you might be experiencing some of that for this morning. Also, we're tracking some very thick fog, not only in the Blue foothills, but also in portions of the lower Columbia Basin, in the lower Yakima Valley, and then in the Cascades. So in all those areas, you would want to take it slow on the roadways and you would want to use the low beams. Right now, temperatures are in the 20s and 30s in the valley, so this is probably where you would want to break out the ice scraper for this morning, but just a little bit too warm for that in the basin and in the foothills with mid-30s to low 40s. All of us need to bundle up for this morning. So here's the bottom line for the forecast. Showers mainly in the foothills and mountains for today. Much drier past Wednesday, much colder past Thanksgiving Day. I'll talk about all the aspects of this forecast coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Right now on Good Morning Northwest, one person was taken to the hospital after a house fire late last night. It's the second garage fire in Pasco just a few hours apart. What fire crews found as they arrived at the scene. It's one of the busiest travel days of the year. Some say the busiest. It's also a time where authorities find a lot of people driving under the influence. The Target Zero program officials in the state of Washington are working toward that goal. And with Thanksgiving only a couple of days away, people across the region are preparing to head to the skies or hit the road. We check in with local travelers.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Riley Fitzgerald. Jessica will be back on Monday. It's the season of giving, and officials say they want you to give a bit of space on the roads, and while you may be packing to travel, you'll also want to pack your patience. I headed out to the airport and stopped by the State Patrol's office to find out some travel do's and don'ts. The Thanksgiving holiday is known for getting together with family and having a meal together, giving thanks for the year and maybe seeing people you don't get to see very often. This means travel.
With that, we're going to see more traffic. There's going to be a lot of delays. There's an increase in collisions. And unfortunately, there's also bad choices on drivers' parts where there's impaired driving that cause collisions.
Trooper Mosqueda with the Washington State Patrol says when traffic gets especially busy in the Tri-Cities, roundabouts are going to be one of the things to be especially patient with.
We see increased collisions in roundabouts, and then also State Route 240 and 182 and the main line on 82. There's an increase of traffic.
If you're on the road, Trooper Mosqueda says don't stick in the left lane, be respectful of all of those around you, drive sober, and if you're traveling across the state, be sure to check the passes beforehand. Now, if you're flying, Airport Director Buck Taft says it's less about a full airport and more about a full parking lot.
I believe last year, Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays, we filled up, and this year we've already filled up twice in October, which we've never done before.
However, PSC just added 500 more parking spots. Taft says many people don't realize how busy PSC is in the morning for flights between 5 and 7 a.m.
We have 9 flights in that 2-hour period, so it's important that people get here anywhere from 90 minutes to 2 hours prior.
But even if you have the best plans, sometimes things just go out of your control, and that means
Please pack your patience.
We made sure we left to the airport plenty of time. We got there about 2 hours earlier, and then we had wind, which I said never happens out of California, but we had weather problems. And then we just sat at the gate for a few hours, but it was fine.
The Hoops family have relatives in Sunnyside they're visiting for the holidays. Then the Tates, here to see their son in Kennewick, say despite some bumps, things are flying smoothly once again.
Was there any worries that it was going to be super busy because, it's Thanksgiving?
Absolutely.
Yeah, especially in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And it was busy. They actually at one point delayed our plane because there were too many planes on the ground and they were trying to get more of them off.
Do you have any kind of reservations about flying so close to Thanksgiving?
Not on Monday. Typically, no. If it were Wednesday, yeah, probably.
Paul and Vanna Tate are celebrating more than just Thanksgiving this year.
My 73rd birthday was yesterday. We are celebrating our 53rd anniversary today, and this was my very first plane trip. I have been on cruises, I have been on train trips, but first time for a plane, and United was awesome. They treated us very well, and a little busy in San Francisco. We flew out of San Francisco, and we had to wait for some traffic, but very successful trip. I'm very happy. I feel all grown up now.
Her first time, definitely not the last. In Pasco,
we wish the Tri-Cities a very happy Thanksgiving.
Riley Fitzgerald, Apple Valley News Now. Taft with the Pasco Airport says around the new year, PSC will be getting a new third security checkpoint. And Trooper Mosqueda with the Washington State Patrol says as winter closes in, don't leave cars unattended. He says 3 different cars in Kennewick were stolen just yesterday morning for having keys in the ignition and doors unlocked. We've seen several fatality crashes across our region in the past month, and Thanksgiving weekend is a high-risk time for drivers. The Washington State Traffic Commission says the top causes are impairment, distraction, speeding, and not wearing seatbelts. Their Target Zero plan recommends policy changes to have no fatalities by 2030, including reducing the legal limit for blood alcohol content from 0.08 to 0.05, the Department of Licensing making driver education classes more affordable, and revisiting increasing the age where drivers need to take those classes from under 18 to under 21.
There isn't one thing that we can do that will solve the problem. It takes several different strategies. It takes more effective enforcement. It takes better design and engineering of our roads, and it also takes people to behave differently.
If you plan on drinking over the holiday weekend, it's important to plan ahead for how you're going to get home safely, whether that means staying somewhere overnight, calling a ride-share service, or having a designated driver. One person has been taken to the hospital after a garage fire in Pasco. The fire broke out just after 9:40 last night at a home on Joshua Drive. Pasco fire officials say the fire started in the garage and it led to smoke seeping into the home. People in the home and others began putting out the fire with extinguishers. When firefighters got to the scene, they were able to finish it off and begin ventilating the garage and house. Officials say one person had to be taken to the hospital. Their condition is not known, and the cause of the fire is under investigation. And emergency crews rushed to the scene of a house fire yesterday afternoon in Pasco. It happened on the 7,000 block of Yellowstone Drive just after 2 o'clock. Fire crews say when they got to the scene, they could see flames and smoke coming from the attached garage. People who were home at the time of the fire were able to get out of the home in time. They were not hurt. Firefighters then ran into the home to put out the fire in the garage.
Quick response in the middle of the day due to the residents doing an early 911 call. I mean, that really is the difference. There was some smoke into the home that we're working to evacuate through the use of positive pressure ventilation fans.
There was some other smoke and water damage to the home. The cause of this fire is also under investigation. Local businesses across the region are gearing up for the holiday after Thanksgiving, Small Business Saturday. The Spud Nut Shop in Richland is locally owned and operated for more than 75 years. This will be the second year that during Small Business Saturday, the Spud Nut Shop is giving 100% of the sales made right back to the staff. Last year, there was a high goal. They're trying to beat it this year, too.
It was very exciting last year. We had a huge turnout from our community. They supported it 100%, and we were trying to break 500 dozen last year. That's a lot of spuds made. We were running for well over 24 hours up trying to get prepared for that, make sure that we could fill that load. And ultimately we hit 502 dozen. So the goal this year is to do 510 dozen. It's a lot of spuds out the door, and our staff works their tail off, so we're very excited to be able to give this back to them right before Christmas.
Well, the Spud Nut Shop has recently expanded, opening stores in Kennewick and Pasco. This goal is only for the Richland shop in the Uptown Shopping Center. And a reminder to order ahead. The owners say to call into the Spud Nut Shop and place your order anytime between now and Friday. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, the race against time as search and rescue look for an Oregon woman and her dogs who haven't been seen for 4 days. And Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your first alert weather forecast. Good Morning Northwest will be back in just a moment.
There was a time when you could get a complete meal for just $5, but you gotta go way back. Well, just a Tuesday. Yes, Tuesdays at A&W, single Papa Burger combos complete with fries and a root beer cost just $5. This all-time great deal is available Tuesdays only at A&W.
US Cellular has the incredible new iPhone 16 Pro.
The first iPhone built for Apple Intelligence.
Spread the word.
Apple Intelligence is personal, private, and oh so powerful, you dig?
And the all-new camera control will blow you away.
US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone. Also, Doug ate all the office cake.
Show me the tape.
See the tape tonight at 10.
Right now at US Cellular, get the new iPhone 16 Pro on us. No trade-in needed. US Cellular, built for us.
Step into the Prosser House, where great food meets comfortable atmosphere. We invite you to relax in our cozy space. From classic dishes to chef-inspired creations, and now we're raising the bar, literally. With our newly renovated bar, we're serving up crafted cocktails, your favorite local brews, and award-winning wines. Plus, we're proud to announce that the Prosser House is your restaurant showdown champion. Special night out or just a break from cooking, experience the award-winning difference at the Prosser House.
Come discover our hand-picked collections at D-Lynn's Boutique. Whether you're shopping for a cozy weekend getaway or a special night out, D-Lynn's Boutique has everything you need to shine this winter. Visit us in-store or online and let us help you wrap the season in style.
New Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold or Flu Fizzy Chews. Chew, fizz. Feel better fast. No water needed. New Alka-Seltzer Plus Fizzy Chews.
The Y Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
KFC's fan favorite country fried steak is just $5.99 every Wednesday. It's a complete meal with your favorite sides. Best of all, it's just $5.99. Country fried steak, $5.99, Wednesdays only at KFC.
It's a night you don't want to miss.
Who will win it all on the finale of Dancing with the Stars? Bravo!
5 couples remain.
Watch and vote live.
This is how you do it.
The Dancing with the Stars finale, live tonight.
E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's take you on a little bit of a tour of our mountain passes for this morning, specifically our Blue Mountain passes as US 395 at the Battle Mountain Summit. Yeah, you can't see much per this ODOT camera, but it is slushy and you do have to carry chains here. So that would be for southern Umatilla County on US 395. And then for I-84 at Cabbage Hill, certainly some fog here, spots of ice, and you do have to carry chains. That would apply to Meacham as well. Finally, this is definitely the worst road conditions we're seeing in the viewing area for this morning. This would be Oregon 204 at Tollgate, packed snow. Chains are required if you're towing, and that would be for mileposts 10 through 39. So you can find more information about those road conditions at applevalleynewsnow.com, also at TripCheck and on the WashDOT website. Here's your day planner for today for lower elevations in the viewing area. By 8 this morning, you can see plenty of sunshine within the valleys, but we could have some fog within the basin, also some overcast skies within the foothills, maybe even some showers. We're already tracking showers ongoing for this morning. And then by the time we get to lunchtime, still more sunshine in the valleys, but cloud cover hanging pretty steady within the basin and also for the foothills. But by 4 p.m., the basin even starting to see a little bit of sunshine, and these high temperatures are going to be cool for today. They'll be seasonal, all this in the 40s, and we're going to trend even cooler into later this week. I'll tell you just how cold coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. An Oregon woman who failed to show up for work has been missing now for 4 days. People who know her say she loved to go hiking with her dogs, who are also missing. Allison Berry reports on how first responders are tackling the search.
We noticed that she didn't show up
at 1:30.
The Hoodland Bazaar feeling empty today as search and rescue crews just up the street looking for a missing woman who helps run the store.
And then I called her, and the call went to her voicemail.
Khalid Kamawi and his brother own the store. And when Susan Lane Fournier didn't show up for work last Friday, they knew something was wrong.
We had 8 teams in the field that comprised of about 37 folks, 2 drone operators in the field, and then we also had our own canine teams out in the field. And so those folks are covering a very large area.
Ross Clemson is helping lead the search. He says Lane Fournier's truck was found near the Salmon River trailhead. They believe she is with her 2 dogs.
Conditions they're starting to experience running into snow, accumulated snow on the ground, and so luckily we have assets here today to help navigate that challenge.
Officials tell me they are in communication with her family as the search continues.
Authorities say although Lane Fournier knows the hiking area well, it is unclear if she was prepared to spend overnight hours in the wilderness. Anyone with information is urged to call the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, the largest private employer in the U.S. is rolling back programs that implement diversity and inclusion in the workplace. Details in your business headlines coming up.
Sometimes life is a funny way of turning sideways, like when your kid decides they're a professional stylist the morning of picture day, or when your to-do list isn't quite done.
You went to Rite Aid, right?
Or when you're sure you packed everything you need, but you actually need one more thing.
We forgot our prescriptions.
We
got you. Are we happy?
We are happy. Find everything you need?
Yep. Yeah, life never really goes the way you plan, but that's why we're here. It means more at Rite Aid.
It's Mattress Depot USA's November sales event.
Meaning no money down and no interest for up to 3 years on our best-selling mattresses.
Like a queen plush Sealy mattress for just $3.99.
Or an adjustable bed for just $9.99.
Or a king-size memory foam mattress for just $7.99.
Visit our showrooms or shop online at MattressDepotUSA.com.
But hurry, our November sales event ends soon.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Once, this table belonged to you. But when you decided to donate it to Goodwill, it transformed into their table, supporting before-school gatherings, cherished family dinners, and creative crafting sessions. Its impact stretches even beyond. Goodwill utilizes the proceeds from its sales to assist local individuals in overcoming employment hurdles, providing training and job placement services not only for individuals, but also for local businesses. And that's how one table can support the opportunity for everyone to create their own stories and memories. Goodwill. Donate, shop, impact locally.
This holiday season, experience the magic at Winterfest in Peanuts Park, Pasco. With music, kids' activities, vendors, and our holiday tree lighting, it's better than ever. Join us Saturday, December 14th from 3 to 6 p.m. Santa will be there too. Don't miss the Candy Cane Scavenger Hunt, December 9th through the 12th, and the free Christmas movies at Fairchild Cinemas in Pasco. December 11th and 14th, Winterfest, brought to you by these amazing sponsors. Make it a holiday to remember at Winterfest. We'll see you there.
These are real people seeking solutions to real pain.
I have plantar fasciitis.
My feet, my knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports. Clinically proven. Significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
I'm not feeling any pain. My heel, that's where I always feel it.
Pressure off your knees?
Yeah, actually. I didn't notice any pain in my back. I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Take back the life you love and book your personalized arch support fitting today.
A festive flight on Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 tonight. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is going to be a cold day, but it's going to be seasonal as we'll have highs in the 40s. We'll have more sunshine in the valleys and basin today as opposed to the foothills and mountains. And it's going to be the foothills and mountains where we're going to see the best shot of showers. Also winds mostly light except from the Kittitas Valley. They could gust out of the north and west upwards of 20 to 25 miles per hour. Then for tonight, it's going to be another cold one. We'll have overnight lows down into the 20s and 30s. So pretty much all of us are going to have to protect the outdoor pets, the plants, and the plumbing should be dry at this point, and the wind should be light. So we'll go ahead and show this to you with Futurecast. First of all, we're continuing to monitor this little area of showers, rain and snow showers. Snow is around, or the snow levels are around 2,000 feet for this morning. They're going to be raising up to 3,000 feet a little bit later in the day. Now we'll put it into motion with Futurecast, and you can see, yeah, it's this little trickle throughout the day, mostly in the foothills and in the mountains, specifically in the Blue Mountains. But then into tomorrow, you can see it's going to be that same little trickle, but I think we're going to be even drier for tomorrow. But again, it's going to be the foothills and the mountains. So here's what we're expecting over the next 24 hours, subject to change, but probably less than 1/10 of an inch of water for the Cascades, for the valleys, for the basin, and for the foothills, but between 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch for the Blue Mountains. Snow levels between 1,500 to 3,000 feet throughout the next couple of days. Here's some of the snowfall totals we're expecting just really over the next 24 hours. Maybe, I would say probably less than 1 inch for our Cascade passes and anywhere between 2 to 4 inches for our Blue Mountain passes. So not the most significant travel impacts we've ever anticipated. After today, not much doing in terms of rainfall in the forecast, and in terms of high temperatures, seasonal for today and tomorrow, but then dropping down to about 5 to 10 degrees by Thanksgiving. So it's going to be a pretty chilly holiday, if I do say so myself. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Dry for the next week with highs in the mid-40s through Wednesday, dropping to around 40 for Thursday through Monday. In Yakima, no rain over the next 7 days with upper 30s to low 40s for Thanksgiving and beyond. In Ellensburg, mid-40s for the next couple days before we turn even colder past Thursday. Then in Hermiston, not a drop of rain in the forecast as highs will stay in the mid-40s tomorrow, but down to 40 by Turkey Day. Then for Walla Walla, very small shower chances through Thanksgiving Day and maybe even a flurry for Thanksgiving morning.
Thank you, Josh. Walmart is planning on rolling back some of its diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts. The retailer is the latest company to backtrack on diversity initiatives. Walmart says it plans to end racial equity training programs for staff. The company is also reviewing its funding of Pride and other events. It's also monitoring its online marketplace to remove sexual or transgender products marketed to children. Walmart also says it will not extend its Center for Racial Equity. That's a 5-year, $100 million philanthropic commitment the company made in 2020. Walmart is the largest private employer in the U.S. A ransomware attack is forcing Starbucks to go manual in its employee scheduling. And the company says it's in manual mode to ensure its workers get paid properly. The hack disrupted a third-party software system that Starbucks uses to track and manage its baristas' schedules. The coffee chain says it will make sure everyone is paid for all hours worked. Several companies have been disrupted by the hack of Blue Yonder, an Arizona-based cloud services provider. Blue Yonder has hired U.S. cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike to recover from the hack. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, the Billboard Award nominations are finally out. Who tops the list? We take a look at your entertainment headlines coming up next.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
In a world where every customer wins, only one event will completely change the vehicle shopping experience for Eastern Washington. The competition is fierce, but the rewards are all yours. Because when we push the limits, you drive away with more. This is an all-out battle for sales supremacy as all McCurley locations compete to provide you with the best experience, the vehicle you've been waiting for. Will you find your way home? Hurry in today and save big before the countdown ends.
Save on a new Subaru Crosstrek today during the 2024 Subaru Share the Love event from McCurley Subaru.
From
From creating memories to finding the perfect gift, let us make this holiday season a little easier. Right now, save up to $60 on select AS battery sets. Happy holidays from STIHL.
It's that time of year again to get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days, where you'll find great offers on an efficient CR-V hybrid, spirited Accord hybrid, sporty Civic hybrid, and the all-electric Prologue. Don't wait. Turn your dreams into reality with a new Honda, named KBB.com's best overall EV and hybrid brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today. Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222. Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back. Today in entertainment news, the latest music, award nominations, and a cool movie prop up for auction.
Here's David Daniel with the Hollywood Minute.
Something in the orange tells me we're not done.
Nominations are out for this year's Billboard Music Awards. Country singer-songwriter Zach Bryan leads the way. He's up for 18 awards, including Top Artist. Taylor Swift is looking for her record 4th Top Artist trophy. She's a finalist in 16 categories. You can see the Billboard Music Awards Thursday, December 12th on Fox, Paramount Plus, and Fire TV channels. Possibly the most famous prop from Back to the Future Part 2 is on the block as part of Heritage Auction's Hollywood and Entertainment Auction. It's the film's only screen-used wooden hoverboard, complete with harnesses and signed by Michael J. Fox and others. Fox's stunt double, Charlie Crowell, has had it ever since and is donating half the proceeds to the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's research. More info at ha.com. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
All right, so the Billboard Awards are coming up. What are you most listening to in streaming?
Well, Kendrick Lamar just dropped an album, so I've been listening to that over the past couple days. What about you?
It's a lot of the latest pop girls like Chappell Roan, Taylor Swift,
Sabrina Carpenter. Sure.
All of the really popular ones. But I'm used to, you know, my favorite tunes, and it's very niche and very specific. Mid-2000s piano pop ballads like Adele. Love that kind of stuff.
That's a good little niche.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Minecraft soundtracks too.
There you go. All right, well, up next on Good Morning Northwest at 5:30, Kennewick Police talk more about an alleged parking scheme that happened to concert goers over the weekend. Plus, Yakima County is facing a $2.3 million shortfall in its general fund. Officials propose making some cuts to that shortfall. We'll be right back with the next half hour right after this.
In today's Tech Bites, Zoom's big rebrand. Zoom dropping video from its name, rebranding as Zoom Communications Inc. The company is shifting focus to AI tools that automate tasks like emails and meetings, taking on bigger rivals like Microsoft and Google. Next, Sony is reportedly developing a new handheld gaming console. The device could let users play PS5 games without Wi-Fi, directly competing with Nintendo and Microsoft. No price or release date has been announced, and the device is still said to be years away from launch. Finally, demure, meaning characterized by shyness or modesty, or reserved, is Dictionary.com's word of the year. It went viral over the summer when TikTok creator Jules LeBron used the phrase very demure, very mindful. Searches for demure skyrocketed after that. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Lionel Moise. Have a great day.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know, to check your school's saying first before saying it.
High tide! High tide, guys! High tide! High tide! High tide! High tide!
It's roll tide.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Hank used to suffer from what felt like a cold and flu medicine hangover in the morning. Then he switched to Mucinex Night Shift. Mucinex is uniquely formulated to leave your system faster so you wake up ready to go. Try Mucinex Night Shift and feel the difference.
In this family, we don't fight over the bill. We just take care of it. Families never receive a bill from St. Jude for treatment, travel, housing, or food. Join our St. Jude family. We need you. Help us today.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Riley Fitzgerald.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
We're just days away from Thanksgiving. Very exciting. Any holiday plans?
No, I'm working, but I'm thankful that it looks like the weather is going to cooperate. We should have some good travel weather within the region, so pretty happy about that. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the radar for this morning. We do have this little area of showers. It's in that southeastern corner of Walla Walla County and the northeastern corner of Umatilla County. Then it's getting off into Columbia and Union counties, but snow levels around 2,000 feet for this morning. They're going to be going up to around 3,000 feet a little bit later in the day. And you can see there are some little embedded areas of yellow within the green. Green means light rainfall. Yellow means moderate to heavy rainfall. So we'll continue to track that throughout the rest of this morning. We're also tracking this stuff. A lot of thick fog for this morning in the Blue Foothills, also for portions of the lower Columbia Basin and the lower Yakima Valley and the Kittitas Valley and the Cascades. So sort of all over the map for this morning in those areas. Take it slow on the roadways and use the low beams. Right now temperatures are right around freezing, if not below freezing in the valleys. So this is where you would maybe want to break out the ice scraper for this morning, but too warm for that in the lower Columbia Basin for the most part, starting to get close to that threshold up at the Hanford side. And then definitely too warm for that in the foothills of the Blue Mountains. Your coat cast for today, the heavy jacket all throughout the day, at least for me, because I'm a little bit of a baby when it comes to the cold. These highs are seasonal, and I'll show you if we'll maintain that throughout the rest of the forecast period. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. The Kennewick Police Department is asking the public to contact them if they were charged for parking while attending a concert on Saturday at the Toyota Center. KPD officers say they caught 2 people charging for parking at the gravel lot across the street from the Toyota Center. Officer Jesus Contreras says the 2 people were able to scam concert goers and earn a couple $100s. He says before you shell out the money, look for legitimate business logos or information from the city.
What I think is a big something to keep an eye on is logos for sure, seeing that they are from that venue. If they have credentials of some kind. Here in the city of Kennewick, you can ask them for credentials, or also if it is an actual type of business going on, they should have a business license.
One of those people was arrested at the scene. The other may also face charges. If you paid for parking, call KPD's non-emergency number or stop by the station. Yakima County initially facing a $2.3 million shortfall in its general fund for 2025. But Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell tells us commissioners are whittling down that shortfall with proposed cuts.
Commissioners are still working on the budget, but after their latest work session, they found out that departments have been able to come up with about $1 million in cuts. Most of the cuts to unfilled positions or by using other funds to pay for expenses that would usually come out of the general fund.
Everything is being proposed right now. There is nothing that would result in an elimination of any services that would be provided by Yakima County.
The county could use a road levy shift to take $600,000 typically used for road maintenance to add into the general fund at no additional cost to taxpayers, but
no matter how you slice the pie, you're going to see reduction in services.
That's why the county's still looking at cuts to other unfilled positions. A major factor in the shortfall, the county expecting to spend over $680,000 more next year in liability insurance premiums.
Massive increases in liability insurance, and I will say that is a direct result of litigation.
Plus $3 million more in labor costs after a pay and salary study led the county to issue 10 to 18% raises raises across the board to keep up with industry standards. And with a statewide attorney shortage, the county having to budget $800,000 more for prosecutors and public defenders and $240,000 more for contracted public defense attorneys to stay competitive.
We have seen those increase exponentially every month as boards of commissioners and councils across the state have tried to throw money into the equation to entice people to come and work for their municipality over their neighbors.
Revenue increasing next year, but not enough to keep up with expenses. The county limited to a 1% property tax increase and sales tax revenue starting to plateau.
Consumer goods went through the roof during COVID. People purchased all sorts of fun things for their home, and we aren't seeing that.
Commissioners say they plan to discuss further cuts at a work session on Monday, December 2nd, and that the budget should be online for the public to look at ahead of the December 3rd public hearing. If you're interested in making a comment or asking a question about the proposed budget, all of those meetings are streamed online through Zoom, and the links are available on the county website. Reporting from the Yakima Newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Now to a follow-up on a story we brought you last week. One part of the City of Sunnyside budget plan for 2025 is gathering attention from the community. The Sunnyside Rotary Swim Team Vice President is taking action through a petition. She started it to raise awareness towards the budget, suggesting to close down the Sunnyside Community Pool to make up for this year's deficit. The petition so far has more than 500 signatures. Signers want people to know the pool is an important part of the community, especially for the youth.
I think it's very important that we keep the pool open to offer that to them, a safe place to gather and to keep them off the streets, really, because we do not want to see an increase in gang activity in our area again. And I think the pool is very paramount in making sure that doesn't happen.
With no pool, that would leave the city of Sunnyside without a swim team. The Rotary Swim Team Executive Board will also be presenting to the City Council at the regular City Council meeting last night and push for more signatures and support. A longtime Sela used car dealership is expanding to Yakima. Brian Harris Used Cars celebrated a ribbon cutting yesterday at the new location at 1701 South 1st Street in Yakima. The business is now open with a full service department and a large selection of cars. Co-owner Guillermo Peralta started working at the Sela location when he was 16, and now he's helping to grow the business even further.
It's a time to reflect back of how many years I've been with the company, and just excited to expand our store and our reach to our customers.
The dealership will be open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday and from 1 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, we take a look at your Kraken game of the week, what you can look forward to this holiday week. And Josh will be back with your first alert forecast. Stay with us.
E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra.
There was a time when you could get a complete meal for just $5, but you gotta go way back. Well, just a Tuesday. Yes, Tuesdays at A&W, single Papa Burger combos complete with fries and a root beer cost just $5. This all-time great deal is available Tuesdays only at A&W.
Welcome to Nissan. Are you interested in
test drive?
Absolutely.
There's the all-new Kicks, the new V6-powered Frontier, and the Nissan Rogue. Consumer Guide's Best Buy 10 years in a row.
Finished with all your holiday shopping?
We are now. Hurry in to the Nissan year-end sales event. Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months or get a low $299 per month lease on Rogue.
There is a place where magic seems to hide around every corner, where cherished memories are born in twinkling snowflakes, where enchanting adventures await all who explore. Where is this real-life winter wonderland? Nestled by the lake is Coeur d'Alene's Holiday Light Show. Be the first to see our all-new grand floating Christmas tree, with holiday getaways starting at only $246.
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, West Richland, Pasco, and Hermiston. It's time to start thinking of gifts for your friends and family. Smoke City for Less has all kinds of great ideas, like favorite character bags, trays, accessories, candles, and incense. And if your loved one is hard to shop for, get them a gift card so they can get what they want. Lowest prices and the largest selection of vape mods and the best batteries, tobacco products, kratom, and specialty products too. Check them out this season. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
KFC's fan favorite country fried steak is just $5.99 every Wednesday. It's a complete meal with your favorite sides. Best of all, it's just $5.99. Country fried steak, $5.99 Wednesdays only at KFC.
Tomorrow morning on GMA, it's the epic GMA Morning After Dance Party event.
Here we come, GMA.
And all the final dancers will be here live.
Must be fun.
Tomorrow morning, only on
Good Morning America.
It's a night you don't want to miss.
Who will win it all on the finale of Dancing with the Stars? Bravo!
5 couples remain.
Watch and vote live.
This is how you do it.
The Dancing with the Stars finale, live tonight.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. All right, let's take you on a tour of today's forecast. Starting off in Kittitas County, these highs are going to be in the upper 30s to mid 40s. So a chilly day, and it's going to feel even chillier in the Kittitas Valley, where winds could gust out of the north and west upwards of 20 miles per hour. It's going to be about a 30 to 50% chance of showers up in the Cascades for today. Snow levels starting off around 2,000 feet. They're going to raise up to around 3,000 feet a little bit later in the day. In the Yakima Valley, we're going to have some fog. We have fog, honestly, all over the map for this morning, but in the lower valley is going to be the more preferable area for fog development for this morning. Other than that, high temperatures in the mid 40s, and also eventually into the late morning when the fog burns off, we should see plenty of sunshine. Then in the lower Columbia Basin, also mid 40s, we're going to deal with the same situation in regards to the fog, but other than that, light winds. A pretty nice and seasonal day. And then for the foothills and for the blues, this is also where we'll have about a 30 to 50% chance of showers for today. And we're already tracking that for this morning in southeastern Walla Walla County and northeastern Umatilla County. All right, now let's take things beyond the scope of the Apple Valley News Now viewing area. Let's talk about if you plan on traveling over the next few days in Seattle. These high temperatures are going to stay in the mid 40s. We'll have pretty small shower chances day to day, and then taking it down to Portland, mid to upper 40s. It looks like we'll deal with some lowland fog here as well. Overnight lows dropping down into the 30s and 40s, and then Spokane across the state will have highs that'll struggle to make it out of the 30s for Wednesday and Thursday. Overnight lows dropping down into the 20s and 30s, mostly dry. So bottom line is just bundle up if you're going to be headed out. Okay, I'll show you what to expect around these neck of the woods for Thanksgiving Day. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
The Kraken Game of the Week, sponsored by Yakima Federal.
Apple Valley News Now is your home to the Seattle Kraken. After a 5-1 homestand, the Kraken hit the road for a quick 2-game road trip in Southern California. Our Dan Hansen tells us what is the week's Kraken Game of the Week.
The Seattle Kraken dropped the first game of a 2-game road trip, losing to the Kings 2-1. The team doesn't have to wait long to get back on the ice, as they have 2 games back-to-back against the Anaheim Ducks. Seattle and Anaheim face off for the first of 3 games the two teams have against each other this season. Seattle is 8-2-1 all-time against the Ducks, including a 4-1-1 record on the road. The Kraken have won 7 straight against the Ducks, dating all the way back to November of 2022. According to the Kraken, Captain Jordan Eberle is expected to miss around 3 months after undergoing surgery on his pelvis he injured back against Chicago. With Ebbs out, Kraken head coach Dan Bylsma says the team has to continue to have a winning mentality.
It's volume that can lead to success.
And that's not just volume shooting, it's volume shooting and getting people in and around the net to lead to success.
Going into the game against the Ducks, the Seattle Kraken have the second most goals scored by defensemen in the NHL. Center Jaden Schwartz is second on the team with 8 goals, 11 assists, and 19 points in 35 career games against the Ducks. He says the team has to continue to be aggressive around the goal.
Once we're in the zone, I think we could probably get some more pucks in it, get inside, find some second chance opportunities. A little bit too much just probably passed around on the outside, and we've got to find a way to get a little bit more shot quality.
The Ducks had their 3-game winning streak snapped by the Buffalo Sabres at home. Right now, the Kraken have a 10-10-1 record, with the Ducks right on their heels, only 2 points behind them in the division. Seattle and Anaheim face off Wednesday night at Climate Pledge Arena, and you can catch that game on Apple Valley News Now beginning at 6:30. Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
Up next on Good Morning Northwest, Josh has your full First Alert forecast, and then we've got the morning sprint. Everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning. We will be right back.
The fridge is broken. How are we going to replace it before the holidays?
Swing into Fred's Appliance today for our Black Friday super sale and experience unbeatable deals on the largest selection of in-stock, get-it-today inventory in our region.
Welcome to the future of refrigeration with the LG Craft Ice Refrigerator. For $17.99 after a $100 mail-in rebate, elevate your kitchen in style. The LG Craft Ice Refrigerator combines elegance and functionality for today's lifestyle.
At Fred's, we sell appliances, only appliances.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Apple Valley Eats.
All right, so my job here is the food and beverage executive chef. I've been here 10 years. Started off here as an entry-level cook. I was given the opportunity to step into the executive chef role, which is the position that I'm in. I've been in that position for about 6 years now, almost. What I do here, I handle not so much the day-to-day operations, but everything that goes into the menu planning, the SOPs for all of the cooks, recipes, ensuring all the recipes are all the same, the consistency, the vision of the food and beverage department as far as the aesthetics, what is it going to look like, what does the food preparation look like. We have everything from catering, fast food, employee meals, which is a cafeteria style setting, and then obviously our bread and butter, what we do, a buffet here at Legends. What we like to do here is try to keep our team members happy, try to be versatile with them, try to be flexible, whatever needs that they may have. We try to accommodate. We do have childcare here on property, so if somebody needs to drop their kids off at childcare, that option's always there. You could come into our department with no experience at all, but we're gonna show you how to hold a knife, we're gonna show you how to cut vegetables, we're gonna show you how to cut meat, we're gonna show you how to use all the equipment. Is the comfort of knowing that I'm gonna have my consistent 40 hours a week. And that goes from everywhere from a dishwasher all the way up to my position. It's another benefit of working here at Legends. I like to think of it more as a career rather than a job.
Light up the holidays and the road at Overturf Kia. All the whole crew comfortably in a new 2025 Kia Carnival LXS. Starting at $40,160. Find 8 passenger seating, advanced driver assistance systems, heated seats, and more. Plus, get 5.99% interest for 72 months. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge in Kennewick.
Kraken, Ducks, Wednesday, Apple Valley News Now. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is going to be a chilly day out there. We'll have highs in the 40s. Also, we'll have a decent amount of sunshine for the valleys and basin, less so for the foothills and mountains. And it's going to be the foothills and mountains where we'll see the best chances of showers for today, between 30 to 50% chances. And the winds will be mostly light, except for in the Kittitas Valley. They could gust out of the north and west, upwards of 20 to 25 miles per hour. And then for tonight, it is going to be cold, folks. We'll be down into the 20s and 30s. All of us, pretty much all of us, are going to have to protect the outdoor pets, the plants, and the plumbing. Should have a light wind, should be dry at this point. We're continuing to track this area of showers. It's expanding a little bit now from north to south, but this area of showers in Walla Walla and Umatilla counties in the Blue Foothills and Blue Mountains. Snow levels around 2,000 feet for this morning, raising up to 3,000 feet a little bit later in the day. So we'll put this into motion with Futurecast. You can see, again, it's just going to be this little trickle throughout the day for the Blue Foothills, the Blue Mountains. Also up in the Cascades, should be dry come time for midnight, mostly dry, but then into tomorrow, once again, it's going to be the foothills and mountains, but this time instead of 30 to 50% chances, it's going to be more like 10 to 30% chances. So over the next 24 hours, not expecting that much water at all for the Cascades, Valleys, Basin, or Foothills, but anywhere between 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch for the Blue Mountains. Snow levels between 1,500 to 3,000 feet over the next couple of days. Here's some of the snowfall totals we're expecting mainly for today. Less than an inch for our Cascade passes, 2 to 4 inches for our Blue Mountain passes. So definitely not the most significant travel impacts we've even seen over the past couple of weeks. We trend even drier after this. Should be mostly dry for Thanksgiving Day. Much colder too. Will end up being about 5 to 10 degrees below average for Thursday and beyond. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Dry for the next week with highs in the mid-40s through Wednesday, dropping to around 40 for Thursday through Monday. Then in Yakima, no rain over the next 7 days with upper 30s to low 40s for Thanksgiving and beyond. In Ellensburg, mid-40s for the next couple days before we turn even colder past Thursday. In Hermiston, not a drop of rain in the forecast as highs will stay in the mid-40s tomorrow, but down to 40 by Turkey Day. Then for Walla Walla, very small shower chances through Thanksgiving Day and maybe even a flurry for Thanksgiving morning.
Now, the morning sprint.
Welcome back, everyone. The time now is 5:51. It's time to get to your morning sprint this 5 a.m. hour. First up, here are the top 5 local things that you need to know this morning. The Pasco Police Department is asking for your help in learning more information in a shooting that happened over the weekend. Investigators say no one was hurt, but a home and several vehicles had significant damage. It happened on 9th and Jan Street. If you can help, call Pasco PD. There is still a boil water advisory in Umatilla after a water line break last week. Officials say to please take note of this. If you are outside the boundary shown, but you did experience a loss of water service, the boil water advisory does still apply to you. The water quality will continue to be tested until confirming satisfactory results. As people begin traveling for the holiday, they'll have to deal with Mother Nature too. From coast to coast, wild weather is sweeping across the country ahead of the biggest travel week of the year. 2 winter storms sweeping across the country could cripple travel this week. The West, Midwest, and East dealing with snow, while the South deals with heavy rain. If you're looking to shop local this Black Friday, it's Plaid Friday in downtown Kennewick. The Downtown Kennewick Association says the plaid pattern represents weaving the individual threads of small businesses together to create a strong fabric that celebrates the diversity and creativity of independent businesses. The event is designed to promote both local and independently owned businesses. The Spud Nut Shop in Richland will be giving 100% of the sales made on Small Business Saturday back to its employees. Last year, the shop sold over 500 orders. That's 500 dozen Spud Nuts. And all that money went back to the staff. This year, Spud Nuts is hoping to beat that record with 510 dozen. You can help by supporting local and ordering early. The owners say to call into the Spud Nut Shop and place your order anytime between now and Friday. In your national headlines this morning, President-elect Donald Trump says some countries will see tariff hikes in the new year. The president-elect says one of the first executive orders he will sign on his first official day in office will be to put a 25% tariff on all products coming in from Mexico and Canada. He says those tariffs will remain in place until the 2 border nations control illegal immigration and drugs into the U.S. The man leading the criminal case against Sean Diddy Combs is resigning. Damian Williams will leave his position as U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York on December 13th. It's the top federal law enforcement position in New York. The office has a history of prosecuting high-profile cases. In your business headlines this morning, Macy's is dealing with a $154 million accounting scandal. The retailer announces this week a single employee was responsible for hiding millions of dollars worth of expenses across 3 years. Macy's says it was forced to delay its quarterly earnings report due to the irregularities. The employee has been fired. Macy's says its cash flow and payments to vendors are still on track. You'll want to double check what kind of dog treats you're feeding your four-legged beast. 16-ounce bags of Hollywood Feed Carolina-made chicken chips have been recalled due to potential salmonella threat. FDA officials say dogs who eat salmonella-tainted food can suffer several health issues. Humans who touch the tainted products can also be affected. Leading us into your health headlines this morning, the Supreme Court has declined to hear a challenge on requiring graphic health warnings on cigarette packs and in ads. A 2020 FDA rule requires the health warnings. Several major tobacco sellers sued, arguing the warnings violate the First Amendment and the agency violated federal rulemaking procedures when it issued it. A federal judge sided with the companies, but a U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals reversed that decision, and the companies appealed to the Supreme Court before the proceedings could restart. It's deemed an urgent global public health threat by U.S. officials. Antimicrobial resistance happens when germs no longer respond to drugs designed to kill them. It keep cuts clean and covered until healed. Take good care of chronic conditions like diabetes or heart disease. Keep hands clean and get vaccinated. In your sports headlines this morning, after a 5-1 homestand, the Kraken hit the road for a quick 2-game road trip in Southern California. The Krakens, Seattle, and the Anaheim Ducks will hit the ice 2 more times this season, and the Krakens have won 7 from last straight against the Ducks, dating all the way back to November of 2022. Kraken head coach Dan Bylsma says the team has to continue to have a winning mentality. Moving into our trending stories, the singer known for her smash hit Hello is saying goodbye.
But not for music. Adele's Las Vegas residency is over after her teary-eyed farewell speech. She says she'll miss weekends with Adele at the Coliseum at Caesars Palace.
The superstar says she took the residency instead of touring to give her 11-year-old son a more normal life. Adele says she's thankful for her partner Rich Paul for making her feel like she could do what she wanted. I love Adele. That was my first ever CD, was Adele 21. I know every song on that album. Love that.
She's a generational talent, that's
Yes.
for sure. Well, Adele isn't the only singer making headlines. Pop star Katy Perry has won a trademark appeal against Australian fashion designer, wait for it, Katy Perry.
Well, the designer Katy Perry sells clothing under her birth name. Katie Taylor sells clothing under her birth name, Katy Perry. There we go. The singer spells Katy with a Y, and the fashion designer spells it with an I-E. Taylor sued the singer 5 years ago for trademark infringement, arguing the singer's 2014 Australian tour merchandise was a breach of her 2008 trademark. She won the case last year, but now an appeals court has overturned it.
The court pointed out the pop star used her name as a trademark 5 years before Taylor launched her business. The judges also canceled Taylor's trademark in Australia.
Up next on Good Morning Northwest at 6, we take a look at a couple of garage fires in Pasco just hours apart. Plus, it's the busiest travel week of the entire year, according to officials with AAA. So what should people across our region know before they hit to the skies or to the road? Got you covered on that. And Josh, what do you have for us in the next hour?
Yeah, we're starting to see a more expansive area of showers in the Blue Mountains, so I'll talk about that. We'll tell you where snowfall's at as well, and also I'll show you what the passes are looking like that way. So all that's coming up at 6.